All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow. And remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest for you. I'll give you a couple of words about my guest. Fearless, trailblazer, lucrative, different. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Alisa Bowens-Mercado.
Thank you. Ty, it's so good to join you this evening.
Thank you. No, thank you for joining us on our platform because, man, some of these words I use to describe you, this is what we're going to talk about, and that lovely display that you have behind you. And for those who are listening to our podcast, I'm going to tell you now why we're here, okay? So, let me just tell you a little bit here about Miss Bowens-Mercado here, okay? So, for those of you who are looking at, us right now, you will see that very lovely Rhythm Brewing Company display behind you there with the nice logo and those lovely cans of the red and blue. So, she is a trailblazer. What do you mean, Ty? Yes, I'm going to tell you what I mean. Basically, one of the first Black Female Brewmasters, okay? Nobody else out here is doing this, ladies and gentlemen. Only Miss Bowens-Mercado. So that's why I say trailblazer. So she's here to talk about her story. I have a couple of questions for her, and I welcome her to the show. So thank you. All right.
Thank you. I thank you for that warm welcome, that bubbly, how we say in the beer business, that nice, that flavorful welcome. Thank you.
Yes. Well, we're here to talk about beer. And,
yes, we are.
Pretty much as I said, you are like the first Black woman brewmaster and beer brand owner. Like, that's heavy. Okay.
In Connecticut, yes. And we have taken the title in Connecticut, and I am the fourth in the country. So Absolutely, there are not a lot of women. There's not a lot of people of color, not a lot of women of color that are doing this. And Ty, let's just preface this by saying, I made it up in my mind that if I'm going to consume it, I'm going to own it. There is nothing that I'm going to consume it. So let that marinate for a second. I want all of your guests to if you consume, it's powerful. If you consume it, we should own it. We consume a lot of things. We contribute trillions of dollars in the industry. And I'm preaching to the choir because what our spending dollars are as people of color. And in the beer industry, $413 billion. And when I looked at the number and said, 0.005% of people of color are getting less than 0.0005% of that revenue, I said, not on my watch, Ty. I said, that's game over. And I'm a beer drinker. So if I was going to consume it, I was going to be consuming one of my products. And 5 years of research, got me to where I am now. So. Okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, look, I hope you all were listening because she just dropped some jewels for you. Research. Okay. Had the, vision. Hey, you know what? If I'm going to consume this, I might as well put in and get in on what's going on. Remember, one of the words I said was lucrative. Okay. I also said different. Trailblazer, fearless. All right. Now that number you just threw out was a very big number. And the number behind that number was a very, very small.
Exactly. And if you do the math, literally, I made an admission to tap in to an untapped demographic because there's no reason why out of that $214 billion industry, then you add craft beer onto that we are not in. Anytime, I'm going to tell you, anytime you walk into a store and you see a Budweiser in a Corona, you should see a Rhythm. you should see our beer brand right on the shelves, right along with that, because if we're good enough to consume it, then we're good enough to be placed on the shelves right by it.
That is true. That is true. Hey, you know what? And that's why I say different. It's all about breaking the norm, and no disrespect to those other brands, but why can't we start our own, and we have people out here, like us that are doing it. And as I said, trailblazer, like you're like one of 4 women who are actually in this like field that is actually doing this. Like that's very small.
Yeah, right. And and I'm going to tell you, let's say something so important. No disrespect to any of those brands that I named, because I used to, drink a Budweiser, a cold Bud Light. I mean, come on, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Back in the day, my grandmothers drank the champagne of beers, Miller High Life. So there is no disrespect to those brands that have opened doors for us to consume. Yes. But I just say move over King of Beer. There's a Queen of Beer in town, and there's enough room for all of us.
There we go. Okay, now see. Okay, now speaking of these queens, now you just dropped Grandma. Now I want to talk to you now. Like let's get into these questions now. Okay, so now I want to talk about your history with beer. Okay, and basically the stories about your grandmother who loved beer. Now you just said King of Beers, Miller High Life. I know about that High Life. Okay.
The ponies of Miller High Life.
Tall cans, man, what have you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Tall, short.
Yeah, tall, short. It doesn't matter. But let's talk about Grandma and like your history of beer and like what got you really interested in all this.
Sure. So Ty, I'm going to take you back to the 1970s, and my grandmothers were both beer drinkers, which you really never saw women back then. Well, at least I didn't see women drinking, beer. Maybe they were sipping on like some Manischewitz wine. I don't know. But when I saw my grandmother drinking beer, yes, Manischewitz. That's so old school. But when I saw them drinking out of these bottles, these old bottles, and I was like, what is that? And of course, when I became of age, my grandmothers would let me sip. And so my palate back in the 70s, 80s, I saw beer, and then I was able to taste beer, and I just had an instant connection. I was a chick that would go out and not order, the martini or the mixed drink. Mm-hmm. I ordered the beer, and people were like, oh, beer. And I'm like, no, my grandmothers were beer drinkers. And so it's in the DNA of the ladies in my family. So I'm just carrying on a tradition back from the 70s. So paying homage to my grandmothers, God rest their souls. I always say, Ty, that I'm able to tell their stories now in 2021, stories that Black women in particular were not able to tell back in the 1970s. And if I can do that through having a platform like this to discuss with you, mm-hmm. and to have a brand on the shelves across the country, then that's what I'm on a mission. It's bigger than me in a can of beer. What's in the can is absolutely flavorful. It's the best lager out on the market right now, but it really is about telling stories that we could not tell back in the 70s.
Okay, all right. So speaking of which, so let's just really talk about it. You are a Black woman in a mostly male-dominated field. White male-dominated field at that.
Yes.
So, like, what was like the final driving point? You know what? I'm going to get into this regardless of whatever the hell is going on. I'm just going to jump into this ring and I'm going to commit holy hell. So,
yes,
sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just saying, we're just figuring this out real quick. But yes.
You know that phrase, your aha moment? I'm going to tell you exactly when my aha moment was. I can go to the time and the place. Some people are like, okay, there's a time frame where I think I have my aha moment. I'm going to tell you exactly when my aha moment was. It was in the middle of a beer festival in Cape Cod. Ooh. Yes. And so I know, random, correct? But in the middle of a beer festival, and yes, this industry is white male dominated, and There's not a lot of women. And so I'm at this beer festival and I'm noticing a couple of things. Not a lot of Black folks, at this beer festival. And if we were there, I mean, it's just, there was maybe one or two. I might have been literally the only person of color at this beer festival. Number two, there was a lot of beers there that I just didn't care for. Nothing tasted like normal beer. I'm in New England, and I don't know if you know, have ever heard the IPA, Indian Pale Ale.
Yes.
People are drinking. There's a big IPA to do in the country.
Yes.
And shout out to all my IPA heads. That is awesome. But But I will tell you, I just could not find a nice, solid beer that reminded me of my grandmother's at this beer festival. And so you take the fact that you're kind of the only person of color, you're really one of the only women there, and there's something that's not clicking with my palate. My aha moment was on the way driving home, in a car, and someone says to me, "What are you thinking about?" I was in deep thought, and Ty, as you can see, I'm really never quiet. All right, and so I said, I'm going to make my own beer, and that was my aha moment. Is because I saw something at this beer festival and I knew something wasn't right. Right. I knew that we consumed, but we were not represented. So research. Anybody that's out there listening, if you're jumping into something and you're diving into something, I want you to research. I want you to know everything about the business that you're getting into. Everything. And so that's when I started researching and found out we did not have a lot of representation in this multi-billion dollar industry, annual industry, and we were underrepresented. And that was the aha moment. And since then, the wheels were turning. And so after research, recipe development, finding out what kind of beers I was going to make, I knew that, you have to research what's going in your can of beer. Yeah. When you sip beer, that's a recipe design. Where did I get my hops from? Where did all my grains come from? Where my malts and yeast and hops?
Well, let's just take it a step further. Now, you mentioned IPA. Now, like behind you, you have a lager. And for those who are not familiar with like lager versus ale versus IPA, like there's a ton of difference. Like even like a nice stout, Guinness stout, that's a totally different, like we're talking different operations here, people. Okay, so
absolutely different styles here, and you just named 4-5 styles of different beer. Right. So you've got your stouts, you've got your IPAs, you've got your pale ales, you've got you have your malt liquor. I mean, we all remember 40 ounces.
How can I leave it out there, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, Billy D, Coke 45 works every time. Okay, all right.
I will tell you, the last person that repped a beer brand was Billy D. Williams. And you know what? I'm almost tempted to call Billy D, okay, and be like, we need to bring you back to find a rhythm, a new rhythm. Because I know he was on Dance with the Stars. Somebody told me he was on Dance with the Stars. Okay. So, I mean, with rhythm, again, and Billy D. Williams, and let him come and rep a new beer brand. So if anybody's watching out there that knows Billy D. Williams, have him contact me. But we're finding a new rhythm for Billy D. This year.
I like that. Okay, come on, man. Look, Billy.
Look.
Up here, man. Go ahead, get this rhythm. You was on Dancing with the Stars, so I know you have to have rhythm for that. So come on.
Right, exactly. So
now let me ask, how did you come up with the name Rhythm Brewing?
Yes. So Rhythm is very it's special and near and dear to exactly the brand and what I do for my other career that I've been doing for 20 years. So Ty, I am a professional salsa dancer.
Okay, salsa. All right.
Salsa.
Okay.
So people, yes. So I just recently became Lady Lager. That's my name in the beer industry. But I'm known as the Rhythm Finder. in salsa. They say if I can't find it, then you might not have it. So Ty, if you don't have any rhythm and you come to me and I can't find it, if I can't pull it out of you,
you just don't have it.
And brother, I don't know if you can dance or you can salsa, if you ever cha-cha-cha or merengue or bachata, but no, maybe kind of.
No, but I will say this. In my mind, I'm the world's greatest dancer, and I can't.
There you go. It all starts here. It starts here and it trickles down to the feet. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when we're over time. But no.
I love it. So my love for salsa,
okay.
Of course, I wanted to tie it in with my passion for brewing beer. So we just knew that, rhythm and rhyme, actually it's Rhythm and Rhyme Brewing Co. And so, yeah, our beers are called Rhythm, but I will tell you, Rhythm came from my 20 years of professional salsa dancing and touring with artists and all that stuff. So we got rhythm. People are like, if I drink your beer, will I have extra rhythm? I'm like, maybe so. I don't know. Maybe. You never know.
It's possible.
Yeah. The liquid courage.
Now, you know what? You should offer dance steps on the back of the can. So if you drink this beer, yes, you will improve your dancing. There you go. All right, marketing. Man, I told you I'm in a wrong.
Thank you, Ty. I'm gonna shout you out on my beer can because I love that concept. I like that. That's why I learned how to cha-cha-cha on the back of the can.
Cha-cha-cha on the back of the beer can. Hey, you're gonna hold it anyway, so.
You'd be like, 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yes, I'm doing this. Yeah.
Wepa. Yeah.
There you go. Wrong field, ladies and gentlemen. I love my show, but my day job, I should just be somewhere else instead of that place. But anyway, moving on here. Moving on. So I want to ask you this now. So I'm just going to keep it real. Like, I remember a time, and you sort of pointed it out, like growing up, 70s, 80s, like I went to college in the 90s, I'm in a fraternity, so I can remember a lot of fraternity parties. Women who drunk beer or who even thought about drinking beer was considered like taboo, like even more taboo than drinking like Boone's Farm or anything else you could put out, but beer, oh my God.
Beer was like, really? And and some people didn't think it was ladylike to. Exactly. Yeah, no, we're gonna keep it real. Some people just was like, you're drinking beer? Oh my God, doesn't that just taste like hot water? Like, I mean, the descriptions of beer were like just so nasty.
So look, now this is where I'm going with this now. From your perspective, like beer versus wine, like, a woman's perspective, because we live in a day and age now where it's not so much taboo and you do see more women. Heck, you have women endorsing beer brands now, more like beer brands, sports,
absolutely
have you, but still you have people, repping brands. So like beer versus wine, in your perspective, like what's the difference to you?
There is nothing like an ice cold beer, okay, on a hot summer day.
That is true.
Barbecue, family, okay. I'm talking cookout. I'm talking street festival. I mean, some of this is like pre-pandemic, but just stay with it, okay? Yes. So the essence of beer versus wine, like that. Yeah, but beer, I'm gonna tell you, beer has just as many amazing ingredients and flavors as wine does. And I know women like, wine, pinky up, like kind of like, we're toasting, we're going wine. Okay, we're doing the Chardonnay today, or the Pinot Grigio, or we're doing a Syrah. I get that. There's a whole lifestyle of wine, but there's a lifestyle of beer that we can get so creative with. And I think that's why the taboo has been, listen, women, we were the first people to literally to brew beer, women. But when we got that whole witches brew, we got that. We got that. The taboo came back from back in the day, and men took over the industry. We were in the kitchens, we were in the, you know, basements, we were brewing the beer. Women were. But then it became a male dominated industry. And so, yeah, that taboo has, you know, gone on. There's an amazing article that I can share with you later, but it was about women who were brewing, but they were known to be witches. So when you know, it stuck with us. But beer versus wine, good classic, nice, good cold brew, put it in a glass and enjoy. Enjoy.
I'm just going to say this. I know that any Super Bowl function or Final Four or, you know, any sports.
What are you drinking?
Oh, man. Like, there isn't a bottle of wine even in the establishment. So, you know.
There's, right, sports bars.
And look, that's no offense to my wine drinkers and to the people who I love wine, you know, but everything has its time and place. But what's more acceptable, you have to ask yourself. Beer, I feel, is more acceptable than wine everywhere you go, because even you know, pretty much as I said before, you know, hey, you even have females who are endorsing beer brands now.
Yes, it's a powerful thing. And I'm glad we're over that hump, because we have to be represented in these industries. And no longer a taboo stays on us, and we're breaking barriers in these industries. So
yes,
we're letting people know that there are women out there that are brewing beer and making really, really solid recipes and flavor palettes.
So now let me ask, okay, speaking of flavors, like, okay, so right now you just have the lager and the light lager. Are you working on something for later on? Do you have some different brands coming, like in the near future, or how far away?
Yes, so that's a great question, Ty. I will, for my milestone birthday in February, I brewed a vanilla porter. And, oh, delicious. Yes, so I went a little darker.
Okay.
In my recipe. Oh, absolutely. So for my 50th, I said, you know what? I'm brewing a Black Girl Magic, BGM, Birthday Girl Magic beer. Oh yeah. And hopefully that will be available across the country soon. But yeah, I changed the profile. We make these delicious lagers, those classic American style, first style of beer really ever made, Pilsners, lagers, pale ales. But I ventured into a vanilla porter, and it's the back end of that vanilla shines through on that beer, and it is delicious, and women love it. So was thinking about women's palates when I came up with that recipe.
Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you didn't hear the 4 words I used to describe, but I'm just going to give you 3 to describe.
And you're generous. You're being generous, Ty. Thank you.
Trailblazer, lucrative, and different. I mean, so that's perspective. And even now, okay, Mother's Day coming up, even, you know, if you don't hit that mark, there's still, like, you know, marks to hit, you know, and to expand and to change the narrative, as you said.
Right.
So that's changing the narrative. And if you're saying, hey, women love it, it's darker, the taste, the palate, and that's pretty much what it's all about at the end of the day. How does it taste? How does it make me feel? Do I get the nice little, you know, buzz off of it or what have you?
Mm-hmm.
Man, is this something that I can drink while relaxing? Do I have to be at an event to drink this, or can I just drink this anytime? So you're on.
And I'm always thinking about consumers, and I don't even call them consumers. I call them our rhythm, like lager nation. So they're like they're part of the rhythm nation. They are the rhythm lager nation. Okay.
Rhythm lager nation. Okay. Well, my old school 1989. Yes, I'm going.
Yeah, you don't know now. You know that's right. No, that's what it's all about. We've got that old school sense to the brand. But the millennials, they catch up eventually. But
okay, so oh my God, Alisa, you just hit ding, ding, ding. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what did she just do? She just talked about something that I've been talking about as of late, but
okay,
you know, cooperative economics sort of view. So to your point, you just said, like, for the young folks or whatever, I've been talking about like a generational gap, how that needs to be melded somehow, some way. I feel as if, it's up to us, who are now considered the elders,
right,
jump in and make the connection.
Yes.
And
pull
and transfer from what's going on here, bring you up to speed. And it's not to take over what it is that you're doing. It's
right.
to give you more insight into like what's really out here. Okay.
Ty, and you hit on something so important. It's about, we always say our beer, it's not just a brand, it's a movement. And if we can connect this beer brand through what ties us all together, music.
Yeah.
So now you've got millennials listening to, after the Isley Brothers and
yes, the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire.
And Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, these kids want to know, who are these groups? And we're like, they're legends. Yes. But if we can connect all genres of music, and millennials to Gen Z to the elders, whatever they call us over the hill, I don't know what it is.
Boomers or whatever you want to call us, whatever.
We're seasoned. If we can really, through everyone's rhythm, because it's about a music rhythm, it's about it's generational, equality rhythm. It's about the rhythm of life. Gotcha. And so if we can build this and bridge those gaps, then we are completely onto something. And so that's why I can reach back to the young ones, the young folks, and say, listen, they're only like, what's a Rhythm Nation? I'll be like, let me school you right quick. And then we literally, it's a conversation, and then they connect with the brand. So our Rhythm Nation is from the 21-year-olds to the 65, 75-year-olds. So we're in it. We're connecting, and that's important. That's important. We just we knew that was important when we first launched the brand.
I see what you're doing. Okay, I'm not going to tell the people out there what you're doing. But
no, we'll have a sidebar on that, Ty.
What you're doing, and I like it, and it's very necessary. Okay,
it is.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, look. You have to be a visionary sometimes to look into what's not there, but what really is there,
Yes. Dive deep. Dive deep. See, I never think outside of a box. There's a box that honestly my brain goes in, my thinking goes into a box that has been outside of the box that you don't even know is there.
You're
so
right.
I jump over things because the brain is always moving. I will tell you, you have to create demand. If there's something that's not there, create it. Create demand. It's possible in any situation, in any career. And people, I think, sometimes miss the mark when they go, oh, well, there's no, demand there. Create demand. Once you create demand, your vision becomes very clear.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you now, look, this is why you subscribe to my show, okay? Because you're going to get knowledge that school's not going to prepare you for, all right? Like, man, I have people who are really out here doing the things that some of you all really want to do. Listen to the interviews. They're telling you everything you need to know without verbally telling you everything you need to know. All right.
And we have to share.
Yes.
Ty, I have to pay this forward. This is my opportunity. If I can reach one person that is sitting on something right now that they're saying, oh no, I just forget it because I don't even know where to begin.
Yes.
That's when that's where you should begin. And I tell people all the time, if you walk in a room and you're the only one in the room looks like you that's in the room, know that's when you're in the right room. Know that's when change happens. That's a quote that I live by. I said it one day, it manifested. It just right here in my soul. And I use that quote all of the time because that's when change happens, when you are the only one in the room.
Well, you're on another level. So, and as you said, that's when the change happens. So,
yeah.
You dropping these, man, look.
Damn, we're dropping.
Man, look, we dropping big jewels around here, okay? Look at y'all gotta go get the big dump.
You getting ready to make me open up a can and just start pouring out some for the homies. I don't
No, hold on.
We ain't gonna waste no beer, but I'll do it for the Ty Brownlow show. I will.
Cool, but you know what? They gonna have to pay too. Look here, like we still live in America now, okay? We still look. Lucrative was a word that I use, okay? We can't be lucrative giving it out for free.
No, we gotta save all of that. Yeah, saving the sips. Yes.
Ain't no sips. All right, okay. So if people want to, man, look here, like I don't live like on the East Coast, Northeast, what have you. Like I'm here in Chicago. If I want to get, some rhythm, brewing beer sent to me, how can I do that? How can I get that?
So Ty, that takes licensing, and that takes what we're on a mission to do right now. Right now we are on the East Coast, but our accounts are in Connecticut. 2.5 years, 480 accounts later is unheard of a new brand like us. So we're thankful, and we're just excited that we have built that momentum. So people in Connecticut are extra happy when they can go out their door and get the rhythm. But we have people that drive in from New York and Massachusetts and surrounding states that will they will take the 45-minute drive. And thank you and kudos and the love and support, honestly, the appreciation for those people that have done that, because they're like, we really want to support this brand and we're not waiting for it to be distributed in New York. Mm-hmm. But here's the disconnect with that. What I tell you about that $1 billion industry, we need national distribution. That's the disconnect. We need this brand to be, when you walk out your front door, when someone in Atlanta walks out their front door, when somebody in Miami, DC, Maryland, New York, LA, San Francisco, the Midwest, when they walk out their front door, they should be able to go buy a 6-pack or a case of rhythm or find it in a restaurant. And so we need that national distribution. So but we're trying to connect with those bigger brands. We're trying to do what Diddy did with Ciroc. What did Diddy do with Ciroc? Brand ambassador. Mm-hmm. Brand ambassador. And before you know it, Ciroc is on. So we're working on national distro, and that's that missing piece for us to be on those, the shelves across the country. And so that's what we're doing. I'm on a mission.
Look, I love it. And look, man, people, support. Share this, man, I know someone out here knows someone out here that knows someone who can possibly put some, man, look, put our friends.
You never know, that one conversation.
Yes.
That one conversation can lead to that one opportunity that will lead to that one door opening. And there you go. So.
Okay. Man, look here, people, let's do this. Okay, man, seriously, everybody else has their own. We need our own too. Okay.
Yes.
Y'all know I'm heavy on that. All right. Support me. Support us. All right.
Support Ty, because Ty is supporting the Rhythm Nation. He's going to become a part of the Rhythm Nation.
I am going to be part of the Rhythm Nation. I'm going to be.
You're already a part of it, actually.
Seriously, man. And I'm not going to be in the back. I'm going to be in the front. Okay. I know why they put people in the back. They put the people in the back who ain't got no rhythm.
Right. You're going to be in the front with the rhythm.
I want to be in the front with the rhythm. Okay. All right. I know how they go. Anyway, so, man, look here. I have really enjoyed this conversation with you. Like, this has been very informative, and man, just a pleasure. And
this conversation, love it. Love it. Thank you for this opportunity.
It is no problem at all. So I've come to the question that my show is known for, so I have to ask. Miss Alisa Bowens-Mercado, what is the one word that best describes you and why?
The one word that describes me is going to be passionate. Okay. Yes. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
When you are passionate,
Mm-hmm.
people can be passionate about a lot of things. When you are deeply passionate and engulfed within your soul,
Mm-hmm.
passion will pour out, but it will pour out to others. So the reason why I say I'm passionate is because I've been sent on these ministries. The passion was to find what my passion was,
Mm-hmm.
but don't forget, those passions are God-given. I didn't choose those, okay? They happen to turn into something that looks like, yes, I'm passionate about these things, but these really, honestly, these were things that God said, I need for you to go break down doors in this beer industry so that we can continue to feed the word and to empower, employ folks, let them learn about like generational, like, economic
Yes.
stability within our community. And if I'm that passionate vessel that I need to be, then that's why I am where I am. Same with the dancing. Passionate, that's the word. But passion, because I need to have that, because I have to do some work that's still not, I'm not done with that yet. In a ministry of people coming here with their health and their wealth and their well-being and their dancing and wellness and movement and life and brain and endorphins. And so that's that word that describes me, but there's different layers to that. And so that's the word, and those are the whys. I just was put on this earth on a mission, and I needed to be passionate about that. So that's the word.
So I'm gonna add a word to that, and I'm gonna tell
No, you're adding. Okay.
Okay, so along with that, I'm gonna put fire, because not fire in a you know what? Not fire in the destruction sense of like, but fire as
right.
Okay, you know what? Man, look, you all need a way out. Okay, man.
Yes.
Here, like this is the sign. Oh, that's what's going on over there. Let's rush over here to see what's going on over here. But like,
yes.
Like, I mean, man, like, okay, like, look, passionate, man, I need that fire. Fire needs air to breathe so it can grow,
yes.
so it can spread, so it can do what it needs to do. And
absolutely.
And sometimes they use fires to, destroy, land so they can retool it or whatever and really grow crops from it. So, man, it has
that's powerful.
So,
yes.
Man.
No, you are absolutely right. And Ty, I will tell you this. Speaking of that word fire, I often use that because I told people when I first got into the beer industry, I was running away from the fires that everybody was running to. That's my word. That everybody was running to the IPA fire. That was, we're in New England, so everybody's making that IPA. I'm like, y'all can have it. I'm like, I'm getting out of the fire. You're running towards the fire. I don't run towards crowds when there's chaos, and I run away. I go get the getaway car. I don't do that. So with the fire, yes, you're absolutely right. It's about putting out something, but then put more attention into something else. And it doesn't necessarily have to be destructive. So I'm with you on that word.
Okay. See, man, look here. Connection. Look here. You know what, man? Look. This ain't the last time she gonna be on this show, y'all. Look here. We having too much.
I would hope not, because
okay.
We could have this. We could have this cipher because it's all about. It really is all about bringing out what we need to bring out, to share. And these conversations can lead into something like, again, layers. Yes. So much deeper. Everything doesn't always have to be on the surface. If you take the time to dive, you'll be surprised at what you'll find.
Oh, there we go. There it is. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, man, we're going to go ahead. But look here, before we get out of here, if people want to find you on social media, how can people find you on social media?
Absolutely. Please reach out to me, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. But Rhythm Brewing Co. So my business channel, my brewing company, Rhythm Brewing Co. That's RHYTHM Brewing, BREWINGCO. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can find us everywhere, and just look for those beautiful cans with the music sign and the logos. And our, like we say, our tagline is "Find your rhythm in life."
Look here, 20 plus years of salsa dancing to do that to you.
That's right.
That's
right. We get that.
Okay, find that rhythm, because look here, if you don't, man, she gonna have to find it for you, and if she find you ain't got no rhythm, then
I don't know what to tell you. That's right.
I don't know what to tell you. Okay,
the salsa party might be over before it begins. But no, if Ty, if you're ever in the area, we got to get you in here for some salsa lessons. Okay, we'll do some salsa.
Yes, I am down.
All right,
down. Seriously, man. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I have had a ball. Of course, I mean, man, look, I'm your host, Ty Brownlow. This has been Word with Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. Follow me on all social media platforms at Word with Ty Brownlow. Or, man, go to my website, tybrownlow.com. Get this wonderful interview, plus other great interviews. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you, Ty. I appreciate this opportunity to share my story. Peace.
Peace.